So you continue to find the path you took here, and there is a man with a feather in his hat and some sort of guitar sitting on a rock by the side of the road. And he says, "Oh, hello there, adventurers. Might I introduce myself?"
You may. Uh, you've not caught us in the best of time, but it's never a bad time to be polite. What brings you here?
"Oh, well," and he pulls out like a wallet, and inside it is a number of documents pertaining to his status as a bard. He says, "I am a bard, and as you can see here, I have all of the necessary paperwork for
A
my..."
fully licensed bard?
Yes, I have
I,
bardic immunity.
I didn't know bards had licenses.
Indeed. Bards of the House of Lore, the Lore College, are allowed to travel the land, and no one can stop them. Even the members of Unity will not accost me here. Now, you look like you boys have been in a bit of a fight. Could I ask what happened here?
Kobolds, as far as the eye can see.
I see. He pulls out a pen and starts writing it down and says, "Tell me, where did you see these kobolds?"
I shall indicate to the northeasterly from whence we came. Our companion here felt he could parley with them. Unfortunately, it proved to be his last mistake.
I see, I see.
I'm not positive he speaks the language that kobolds speak. Just,
They were very clearly speaking Draconic. You didn't understand them.
nope.
He
Ah,
says, "This could make an interesting tale. I believe I shall compose a poem called The Bard and the Kobold. It'll be the
Oh.
tale of a foolish, haughty elf, cut down in his prime. Now, I do need to ask, why are you dragging his dead corpse back with you?"
well, if nothing else, he deserves proper rest, but we're told that he could be revived in the city. They apparently do one per adventurer.
"Oh, you're adventurers, are you? Well, that's going to make this tale a bit more saucy."
Well, we'd like to think so, though we're not off to the best start, I have to admit.
He
We're
strikes
able...
up a chord real quick and says, "Now wait. I have a quest for you."
Do you need to get a release before you can use us in your tale?
"No, of course not. I'm a bard.
Why would we not want him to sing tales of our adventures?
Besides, the tale is not about you, it's about the elf, and he's dead. Therefore, no
Well,
compliment
what is this
counts.
quest you have in mind?
You see, far to the south, outside the forest fort of Trafalgar, there lies, some say, the lost temple of Andurus, and within it, the shining sword. A sword so magical that even the Archmage could not break it."
I will be right back.
What kind of temple?
"It is the lost temple of Andurus. They say you can only find it when the moon is high in the sky and the trees are as still as the night wind."
Okay.
Will you accept this quest?
Sure.
Excellent. Excellent, my friend. Well, I would hate to hold you any longer than is necessary. Please, don't stop here on my account, unless you would like to have some tea.
I would love some tea, but I bet he's going to get tired of carrying this corpse after a while, so we should probably do that part where we get rid of the corpse.
I see. Is that something you do often, get rid of the corpse?
Mmm.
You have a bit of an unsavory look about you.
I could tell you some stories.
Indeed.
But I won't, because then I'm worried you'd put them into songs.
I certainly will.
Oh, you know what? I probably would not have been dead. Well, I would have been that third hit. But when I die or when I kill something, I get temporary hit points equal to something.
Foolish move, Cat. Foolish
Yep,
move.
yep. I would have had 3 extra points. You still would have killed me in the third
yeah,
hit,
you
but it
would've
would have been
been
cool.
Wait, that's the Fiend, right? That's
Yes.
not the great old one.
It's a fiend.
The Fiend is not Cthulhu.
Crap! No wonder he can't communicate with me.
Let me go pull up my hub campaign information. The Fiend is Malo Malu Metafa, the Vampire Lord.
What was that again?
Malo Malu Metafa, the Vampire
Mustafa, the vampire.
Lord. Okay. That's very awkward. So, Sal, it sounds like you're not going to sit and have tea with this lovely bard.
Not right now. Maybe next time. I'm sure
Okay.
we'll run into you again.
All right. He says, I can only hope that you do well in your adventures. Okay, so you guys, I assume you continue to head back to town?
Yeah.
Let me just do some more rolling. I see. Can you make a perception check, Sal?
Can. Have to look up what that would be.
Wisdom,
a plus
insight,
2.
or whatever. Okay, so, oh, excellent. Alan's back. Alan, can you make a perception check?
Who, me?
Yep.
I just got back and I'm already being made to make rolls. But yes, I can make a perception check. Let me click on this thing.
You got back at the perfect time.
Amazing!
Okay, so as you you crest a hill, you see the city begin to rise before you, and Sal doesn't catch it, but there are 2 men with white armbands laying in wait by the side of the road.
Do I recognize these white armbands?
You do not.
They look like they're hiding.
They do.
Well then, I shall, without any notification at all, just kind of casually start moving in another direction so as to bypass them.
Okay.
And I just hope that my friend just kind of follows along.
I go wherever you carry me, bro.
Sal, what are you
I
doing?
wasn't thinking you'd object.
He just suddenly just takes off in a different direction.
Apparently, I wouldn't even notice that. But assuming that I do notice, I think I would definitely follow that lead. I've been doing this long enough that if the guy the group you're working with suddenly just goes another way, you can talk about that later.
Okay, so you guys immediately turn away, and the men pick up their bows and stand up in the field, and each of them fires 2 arrows, and they land quite close to each of you. And one of the men calls out across the distance and says, "Stop right there! Stop there!" What do you do?
Are you brigands?
That's such an ugly word. I just want to be professional about this. You put your bags down. We'll look over what you have, and we'll take what we need.
Don't worry, they will all die by a fireside later on this evening.
Doesn't need to be any problems here.
In case you haven't noticed, we have not been most successful. There's very little to be found on us.
Okay, they both
In
start.
fact, all we have is a dead body.
They start advancing
You require
towards
a
you,
dead body.
and they say, "Okay, I'm telling you, put the body down. Just drop all your weapons and drop your bags."
Are they still holding their bows or what?
They are, and they're advancing towards you.
Very fancy. I'm reminded of a question I was going to ask before, but then stuff happened. That is, do short rests restore spells or not?
I don't think so. I think only a long rest will.
That is unfortunate. What's the point of these short rest things?
They allow you to commune with magical equipment, analyze objects, and you can expend your hit dice to heal yourself.
Ooh.
They also reset certain abilities.
None of which I have yet. Oh well.
So what do you guys do? You've got 2 men with longbows advancing on you.
I don't know that I have enough. I'm not carrying enough of value that would make it worth a fight. Personally. I mean, obviously we don't get to discuss this in character, but my inclination is going to be to go along with this.
You could say that in character. You could simply note that you don't have anything worth dying for.
It's true. There's not a whole lot here.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty certain you could sell everything I had for, like, maybe 5 gold pieces. Woo! Truly, this would be the most glorious of days in their lives. However, that really annoys me.
So
I didn't come out here seeking redemption to be waylaid by those who are still lost in the darkness.
How much gold did we pick up from the first group
4.
we killed? What if we just offer them the 4 gold pieces? We're in a hurry to get rid of this corpse. To resurrect this corpse. And here's
Those
4 gold
statements
pieces.
are technically correct.
So you guys are talking about this, and they continue to shout at you to throw your weapons down. And they
I'm
fire.
going to say to them, I'm going to say, look, here's 4 gold pieces. Can we just call this done and get moving? We want to get this guy back to town.
They look at each other, and the leader says, "Listen, you're making this harder than it has to be. You just put everything down, we'll look through your stuff, and we'll take what we need."
Well, I'm out of patience. I'm charging them.
Okay, all right.
No,
So
I
they're
believe that
roughly-
there's no technical thing as a charge unless you have some sort of crazy maneuver.
They're roughly 50 feet away.
Just to make sure I'm correct on that, there's no actual charge anymore, right?
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
Goodbye, charge. I'll miss you.
Sal, are you joining in this? I think you are, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've rolled the initiatives.
Alright, well, unsurprisingly, Alan acts first.
Dun, da, da, da. Yeah, for having a -1 initiative, I'm doing not so terrible at this. Alright. And so I shall advance upon them, which I
Okay.
believe be 30 feet to get closer to them. Actually, I'll move 30 feet up to them and throw some divine fire in their face, and hopefully that will discourage them.
Okay.
And so they get to make a reflex save.
Are you throwing it at the one who talked or the one who didn't?
Let's go with the one that was flapping his lips. He especially annoyed me.
Okay, he made his 13.
Damn him.
So he doesn't take any damage?
No.
Okay, so he simply steps aside as your pillar of flame comes out. And,
I have improved my macro. It shows how much damage. Ooh.
Interesting. They each fire 1 shot as a warning arrow at each of you. And then they each take a real shot at each of you. So the one who was talking takes his shot at Alan. And the one who was not takes a shot at Sal.
Figures.
Sails past. And the one shooting at Alan hits for 9 points of damage. Is that going to put
Has-
you down?
No.
Okay. All right, so you take a pretty nasty shot to the shoulder. And I think they've shown that they can definitely shoot pretty quickly here and accurately. Sal, this other arrow, the non-threatening arrow, sails quite close to you, but hits the ground too early and just kind of skitters around. What do you do?
How badly did it look like that hurt Alan?
Fairly badly. He's bleeding heavily.
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
I mean, I don't like. We're not gonna win this fight. Like, I could put one down, and then they're gonna, best case, I take out one, and then we're both dead. Calculation in my head there. So I'm gonna drop my bow,
Okay.
and I'm gonna tell Alan we're not gonna win this. We should do what they say.
All right, Alan. You hear Sal screaming behind you.
Fine. Upon your head be it. You'll roast when you're dead. I shall throw down my ornaments.
All right. So they move pretty quickly and efficiently to look over your guys' gear. Do you have any loose gold pieces?
I had assumed that I had spent it all getting here. Let's just say I actually didn't even keep track
Okay.
of how much gold I may or may not have.
Sal?
I had not spent any. I think I started with 15.
Okay.
I don't really know.
All of it's been taken from you now.
Okay. If I had some.
It's gone.
The money from Isu is taken from his body, and the 3 daggers. And they throw 2 gold coins on the ground between the two of you and say, "This is all we need. We didn't have to get bloody here. You can let anyone who knows you that Unity is patrolling the area, and that we're going to do whatever it takes to free these people from the Elven overlords."
Including accosting them on the roads.
The organization that we work for needs to get funded somehow.
Huh.
And they leave you each a flyer that explains what Unity is. And it's all one word, all in caps. It says Unity, and it's like, humans unite, the beasts of the world to the east rise with us, the dwarves fund us, we will move like a wave and overcome the city. We will overthrow Hub and take the Elven Empire back for humanity. And stuff like that. I mean, it's very long-winded, very propaganda, aggressive overtones, and they say, I don't suppose either of you would like to join Unity. I mean, no hard feelings here, but I could set you up at the meeting place in the city.
I'll take what information you have, but you'll forgive me if I'm less than enthusiastic.
Okay. So he gives you a time and a place that's on the center aisle of Hub. And it's 3 days from now at midnight in a tavern.
Yes, well, I'd say it's been a pleasure, but I try not to lie. And then I shall move towards the city.
They both just start laughing and pick up their gear and set out east. So you have survived your first encounter with Unity, and as the sun sets, you re-enter the Great East Gate, dragging the corpse of Isu behind you.
We win for certain definitions of winning.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
If we're still alive, we're still winning.
Well, 2 out of 3. That's not so bad.
I'm still alive. I'm still winning.
Oh yeah. Okay, and so we shall report to wherever they say you're supposed to go when you're dead.
The promised land.
Cat has been sending me continual messages in every possible way to talk about how he's upset about being dead.
I didn't say I was upset about being dead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Did you even read my messages?
I perused them briefly.
I was making fun of your trope.
I try not to, but
I ain't tripping. So, you drag him to the Fountain of Healing, which is just an enormous fountain in the middle of the square, inside the walls. And 3 members of the Church of the Sea, which is the cult of the first and the last, the god of storms, and the beginning and the end, show up. And after a few prayers and some nighttime rituals, Isu rises from the grave, once more intact.
Well, thank
relieved
you,
of his bountiful
healers.
treasures.
Thank you, healers. I am Bob the Builder. I will expect that I cannot be resurrected anymore because I am Bob the Builder.
So you're presenting your Bob the Builder identification to them?
I am.
Okay, all right. They go through their documentation and they find Bob the Builder, who is a registered adventurer, and they mark him off as having used his free resurrection.
Thank you, healers. That was very good of you.
Yes, well, I think I'm still bleeding, so I'm going to go take care of that.
Yes, let's. Yes, let's go.
Now, how does this fountain of healing work? Like, could you just jump in it?
No, the Fountain of Healing is in front of a courtyard of a number of churches of different faiths. It's just
It's not-
it's called the Fountain of Healing. It is not a actual fountain of healing.
Okay.
See, that'd be too cool.
Okay. So you guys are standing outside the Fountain of Healing, apparently speaking to these priests who bring you Isu alive again.
I do not know who this issue is, but it is not me.
Of course. Is anyone else concerned that he's presenting documentation indicating his name?
Not
is
at
Bob?
all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Alan is thoroughly confused, but he's not stupid, so he's just... He'll ask him later, when he's not standing in front of the person who will probably get angry at the idea.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
We should go back to the twice and again.
Good call.
And so we shall return, triumphant. Oh, wait.
You enter the twice and again, and as the moon rises.
Ah,
Fine.
yes, I feel so much better. That was such a dreadful affair.
The dwarf is nowhere to be found.
I think we should leave now for our adventures, now that the sun has gone away.
Yes, well, you can entertain that idea. I'm going to get some sleep.
Well, my ideas have proved to be the very best of the party.
The very best at getting you killed.
Ah, it is the risk that we must take to find rewards.
You mean getting Bob killed?
Yes, Bob, but where is the treasure?
What treasure? You mean the 4 gold pieces you took?
Yes, that treasure.
Here. Alan gives him the 2 gold pieces that remain.
I don't understand. Did
There
you
was
buy
a-
women in booze?
I wish.
No, that is not what we had the pleasure of doing.
Is there? Are we alone in the tavern?
Yep.
And it's dark.
So,
Yep.
I shall present to him the Unity flyer.
Ah, the Ribble Rabble. I am
Yes.
sure.
And not only are they offering membership, they're also offering free arrows. Look, I got one right here. It was very
Yes.
generous of them. Now, enough talking. I'm going to go rest. You're welcome. Oh, wait, by the way, what is this Bob thing?
The day has just begun.
Your day... Oh, my God.
I think
Special meetings with Cleric.
we should have new schedule for adventuring.
Yes.
We should sleep for 24 hours and leave at night.
Uh-huh.
The great,
Uh-huh.
the great fiend Mustafa of the Demons says this is the best way to go.
What's the skill for knowing things about kobolds?
I would guess some form of knowledge.
Knowledge Arcana, perhaps.
I mean, they have insight? I don't really know what it is anymore. There's nature?
Yeah, there are no knowledge skills on here. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there are some. There's arcana, and there's nature, and there's religion. But what the hell would apply to
I'll say nature. Nature sounds good.
kobolds?
Kobold is
well.
certainly Arcana.
Nature.
They were created by the great...
Whatever. All right,
nature.
good enough. I am fairly
The old
certain
one.
that kobolds can see just fine by night, unlike me. This
What,
idea
you
is
cannot
terrible.
see in the
You're
dark?
terrible.
Yeah,
This
neither.
whole adventuring party is terrible. Oh wait, actually no. You did pretty well, he says, pointing over at his fellow criminal contact.
I
It
killed
was a
half
pleasure
of
fighting
them.
alongside you. Now I'm going to bed. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I guess I will sit in a trance meditative state without sleeping for 4 hours.
Yes, you enjoy that. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Then I will-
where is there to sleep, Arthur?
There is a staircase that leads upstairs.
Yes, and
So
Alan
this
is
is-
currently angrily storming up them.
So we basically live in the tavern.
Yes.
Is there food?
There is no food set out for you.
I think you need to wait for the dwarf to come back.
What do you expect of dwarves? They're barely persons.
So, when you guys arrive at your room at night, each of you has a room with your name, like, on a plate.
That
outside of
dwarf
it.
works very quick.
Does the plate appear to have been replaced very recently? Possibly over and over again.
It does. The plates appear to be replaced on a regular basis, given the scratches on the walls.
Nice.
Inside your rooms, you find elven bread, trail bread, that could last for an indefinite amount of time. And so, of course, you have a meal for the night.
Huzzah!
And on your pillows, there are towels in the shapes of animals. How he does this with one arm, you have no idea.
Alan
Probably
is
involves
very
his mouth.
confused about this.
But
So he shall gently set aside his little giraffe-looking thing, and then take his well-deserved nap.
all right, so you take a long rest. You wake up in the morning, and you find yourself going to the break screen, so that we can take a 5-minute break at the 2-hour mark.
All right.
How many hours are we playing?
4.
That's craziness.
That's what we do on Tuesdays.
Yes, but that's once a week.
Oh, Ket.
But this is
Trying,
one.
trying hard to work with you here, buddy.
But
Starting
yes,
at 9, ending at midnight. Come on.
I seem
It's
to
like we're
recall
not
that
playing.
now long rests automatically just give you all your hit points back, which is
I think
pretty
so.
much what everybody has always just ended up doing anyway.
All right.
So I approve of that notion.
So we're gonna take this rest. We'll be back in 5 minutes at we'll come back at 15 after Eastern time.
Very well.
All right.